Hi, my name is Colin Ellingson, and this is my Arduino herb garden. This herb garden waters your plants based on their needs and their soil moisture, and it also tracks the time and the temperature, as well as their soil moisture and which plant you have planted. So here's the user interface. It just has a screen that displays the herb that you have planted, current time, as well as the soil moisture and the air temperature. And in order to change your herb, you can push this button right here, and it allows you to select a new herb. So as you can see, I have a list of all of the common herbs, and as I twist this knob here, it cycles through all of the available options. So right now, I have basil planted, so I will select basil. I also have this option none for if you don't have an herb planted and you don't want your automatic watering system to be randomly triggered. So we'll select basil, and it says you selected basil. As for the components this herb garden uses, I have a submersible water pump that pumps water into the plant. And in order to detect soil moisture, I have a capacitive soil moisture sensor, which is corrosion resistant, so it means you can just set it and forget it. Looking inside the Arduino, for the water pump, I just have it connected to a transistor, and the soil moisture sensor is connected to one of the analog pins. I also am reading the temperature with a thermistor, which is placed in here, and I'm tracking the time with the RTC clock. And for my interface, I have my LCD display and my rotary encoder. And then I'm using this power supply module to power the whole thing so that the Arduino doesn't pull too much current. Okay, since my basil plant has already been watered today, because this thing's been doing such a good job, I don't want to overwater it. So what we can do here is I set this up so you can easily disconnect the plant. So if you need to move it, you don't have to move the whole herb garden with it. And I also have the same setup with the pump because this does need to be refilled, and I don't want to have to deal with the hassle of bringing this whole thing into the kitchen to fill it up. So to demonstrate this, we're going to select an herb. Now if you select none, you get this funny little message, he who soweth not, reapeth not. So it won't trigger any watering when you're in none. So we can go and select a different herb, and I'm thinking we do parsley. So what happens is, like I said, once the soil moisture goes below a certain threshold, it triggers watering. So I'm gonna hold this so that when we select parsley, we can see it's selected here. And as I slowly let go, it goes into the watering sequence. Now the moisture is at 15%. And as you can see, it gives a somewhat long burst, but if I get it closer to the desired threshold, it gives a bit shorter of a burst. Now, if I am kind of playing with it, this is just to simulate the soil absorbing the water. It won't trigger a pump until it settles on a specific value, in this case 39. As you can see, it sent a pump of water. And then once we go above that, it'll say done watering, and we go back to the main screen. And that wraps up my herb garden. So now whenever my wife and I go on vacation, we don't have to worry about our herbs dying and suffering and all of our hard work going to waste. So this thing will make sure that they're nice and watered the whole time.